Did you know that heart disease is the #1 killer of women, and nearly half of women don't even know it? Well, today we are changing that. The Kentuckiana Go Red for Women event is on June 10th, and we are highlighting this every week leading up to the big day, because when women come together, lives change. And here with all the details is, of course, Laura Kelly with the American Heart Association. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We are so excited to promote this truly every single week leading up to the event, because it is a big deal. WHAS is a great partner of this event, and I'm emceeing the event, which I'm so excited for.
We're thrilled.
And this is truly a very touching day. I've been to this event, I guess, almost 3 years ago, and it was just so inspiring. All the stories, of course, the lovely lunch that is served. So many vendors participate in this too. But those who have never attended, how would you describe this experience?
That's a great question. And actually, you're asking at the right time, because there are some important changes to the event that we think are just going to raise the stakes and make it so much more impactful for our guests. So when folks come into our event on June 10th at the Muhammad Ali Center, they'll come into a true networking reception. Like you said, when women come together, lives change. And so we want to give them the space to connect, socialize, share, and just enjoy the time together. We'll, of course, sit down for our luncheon. We'll have the opportunity to support our mission. We'll hear survivor stories. We'll have what most folks say is their favorite part of the day, our survivor fashion show, where local survivors are dressed by local boutiques and they get to be celebrated. We'll actually acknowledge the loss of one woman in our community who was going to be participating in the Survivor Fashion Show this year, and just talk about how important it is to know your risk, to take action. And then, importantly, we'll end the day with our pop-up lounge, where people can actually go and take action on what they learned. So if they heard, you know, it's important to know your blood pressure, they can go that day and have their blood pressure taken.
Amazing.
We'll have a bloom bar where you can make a bouquet for a woman in your life. You can shop at our boutiques. So there's so many opportunities to engage.
And what I like too about this event is the venue kind of changes every year. So why did you choose the Muhammad Ali Center this year?
That's a wonderful question. The Muhammad Ali Center has been an incredible host to us. Really, our chair, Nicole Yates, her connections to the Muhammad Ali Center, to Lonnie Ali, and to the board there have really opened a lot of doors for us. And they just welcomed us with open arms and said, how do we help? How do we show up? And the space is beautiful, looks over the river. We'll be in the 2-story women's gallery for the pop-up lounge. There's indoor and outdoor opportunities, so we just are thrilled to be in that space.
I know. I actually went for the very first time just a couple of weeks ago. We did a whole Black History show, and of course had to include the Muhammad Ali Center. So beautiful in there. The elevator or the escalator is not working again, so that's perfect.
Just in time.
Right. And so, you know, you hear Go Red for Women, so you think this is just a women's only event, but everyone's invited to
Absolutely. Yeah, we want the whole community to show up and show out. Of course, in their red, we say a sea of red is what you see from the stage, which you'll have the opportunity to experience.
I did get to kind of MC. I did, moderated a panel when I went to the event last year, or a couple years ago, and I didn't know they made so many different shades of red. I even mentioned that when I got up there. I'm like, man, there's so many colors of red, and it is so beautiful to see, because women who just want to support other women are there. Women who have been affected by heart disease are there. Their husbands, co-workers, they're all there just supporting us.
It's special. And to see the way the community shows up to make space for those stories, to see how men show up and say to women, you know, women so often put everyone else in their lives first. They make sure everyone's doctor's appointment scheduled. They make sure everybody's got what they need. And so for those men to show up and say, I'm making space for her today, I want, you know, to take that time is really special.
I mean, women do so much. We're mothers, we're daughters, we're sisters, we're best friends, we're the caretaker of so many. We put a lot of stress on us, and that's why heart disease is one of the #1 killers, because we take on so much as women.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And, you know, when we take the time to acknowledge that and take the time to educate them on what their risk is, you really start to see those connections click. You know, folks might not know their family history. We give them the opportunity to learn about it. If you don't know your blood pressure numbers, that can not show up in your life until it's an emergency, right? So that's why it's important to have it checked. And that's why we make sure that they can take that action on the day.
Absolutely. And of course, we are honoring those who have been affected by this during that fashion show, but it's also important to honor, the survivors and those who are not with us. So why is that just at the forefront of this event, and why it's a favorite part of the event too?
Yeah. So the American Heart Association is fundamentally a volunteer-led organization. We would not be the organization we are without those folks who either have lost loved ones or have survived themselves these events. And so to center their voices and their experience, we know helps drive that impact forward. So many of our survivors comment on how they might not be here today if not for research funded by the American Heart Association. You can see often our children survivors, we might have a congenital heart defect survivor who's an adult who has the same diagnosis as a child today, and yet their prognosis is completely different because of those advances in medicine funded by the American Heart Association. So putting them at the forefront, centering them, giving them that platform to share is what really brings home the impact.
It really, really does. So people are interested in getting a table, getting a ticket, maybe getting a ticket for someone else, because we want to fill this room with a sea of red. How can people get those tickets?
Great question. So www.heart.org/Kentuckiana Go Red. It's a little bit of a long name there. They can also reach out to our team on our website, which I think you guys will share.
Yep.
We would love to have anyone in the room. All are welcome as long as you're ready to wear your red and celebrate everyone.
I love it. Cannot wait to be there. Laura, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, to get those tickets, to learn more about all the great work that they are doing, just head over to their website, heart.org/Kentucky.